the Lawrence High School Bulldogs and the Presque Isle Wildcats in game number 2 of the day out of 8. I keep saying that and I don't believe it, but here we are. Willie, I sent a postcard to my wife, told her where we were. All right, there's the tap. It is controlled by Lawrence High School. It is Nutting with it. We'll set the stage. The dark uniforms, the blue uniforms, Lawrence High School. The white Stearns will get the right teams, Presque Isle, for game number 2. I did the same thing the PA announcer just did. Ball is out of bounds. Stearns High School, the top seed in the game. They are number 2. All right, Lawrence High School. Evers has the basketball out in front with it. Nutting, Evers, Huard, Chesley, and Brown, the starters. Into the right side corner for Nutting. On the top of the key, it goes to Evers. And they work it around a very aggressive zone being set up by the Wildcats. Lawrence will apparently try to set up some good shots here, Willie, right off the bat, not try to just put everything up. The ball is touched by Presque Isle and knocked out. Presque Isle lost 4 games, but there was a long time there when they were breezing along before they had any problems.
They're an up-and-down team, again, as we mentioned. They play real well at times and then real poorly at times.
We've not had a shot here. We're 1 minute into the basketball game. Of course, we do not have a shot clock. So Lawrence so far is determined they're going to take a deliberate game. There's the first shot. Well, it worked. Mike Nutting making it 2-0, and Lawrence jumps out in front. All right, the Wildcats coming down with it. They're starting Hudson at one of the guards. Buckley is the other guard. In the corner, it goes to Rose. From the baseline, he is fouled by Mike Nutting. Enthusiastic crowd down below me here. The Lawrence crowd on this side, the Presque Isle and Caribou fans happen to be on the other side, so it worked out. Foul shot is no good by Jody Rose. Stearns had blue, Lawrence has blue. No wonder we mixed them up. Foul shot is good. It is 2-1. All right, the Bulldogs of Lawrence High School have the basketball. They have taken one shot here. It took them a minute to put it up in the air as they're trying to control it. They throw it right to the legs at the high post. It's intercepted by the Wildcats. All right, Rose has it to the near side. Goes to Hudson. He fires off the iron. No good. Loose ball will be taken away by Thompson. Thompson swings the ball around to Rose again. Off to the near side to Hudson. Greg Hudson. From the right baseline, it's good by Rose. Jody Rose hitting. And the Wildcats take the lead by a 3-2 score. Game 1 today was just an exciting game, particularly that 4th and final quarter. Lawrence facing pressure, will turn it over. Presque Isle went right at him and stole the ball away. It was picked off by Thompson. And the Wildcats at the top of the key again. Buckley feeds it into the left side corner. Deep corner shot off the iron by Rose, no good. And the Bulldogs grab it. Huard grabbed it. A 3-2 start. 8 games on the day. This is game 2. We'll finish in here at about, I'd say, very close to midnight if we run at all behind schedule. From the left side corner, Brown. Now Lawrence again taking a very, very deliberate attack, really. They're not attempting to run that ball inside at all. There's the top of the key shot, and it's there again, and it's Nutting. They've had 2 baskets.
Nutting is an outstanding perimeter shooter.
Well, he's 2 for 2. I'm not going to argue with you. It is 4-3. Lawrence, that's a pretty good game plan they have at the moment. Presque Isle does have a lot of talent. They are the top seed, and Lawrence is not trying to attack him with any speed or anything. I thought they might come at him a little bit, but they're not. They're playing very deliberate. Presque Isle going inside with it behind the basket. Thompson put it up against the back of the backboard. He was in, I don't think I've ever quite seen what he just did. He was back in the backboard and fired it up there. Pounded it off the back of the backboard and then looked at everybody and said, well, it's early in the morning, guys. All right, down in the left side corner, Brown with it for the Bulldogs. There's that outside shot again. It's off the iron. No good by Nutting. This time, Presque Isle will get it on the transition coming down. Oh, an easy, fast break. Up and off. They missed it, Hudson. And the rebound is cleared by Brown. That was the first time that Presque Isle really got what they wanted. They got that ball coming down the court, and they missed the shot. The Wildcats trailing by 1. The Bulldogs of Lawrence ahead 4-3. From the left side corner. Shot is short. Lawrence has got a new player. Troy Scott is in there. A foul on Presque Isle. The ball went out of bounds. Troy Scott, a freshman who had just come into the ball game. Number 43. The foul is going to be against Presque Isle's Jody Rose. Steve Giggy is now checked into the lineup for Presque Isle. I guess that's how he pronounced his name. G-U-I-G-G-U-I, Giggy. All right, Lawrence High School in the right side corner, trying to step in and take the shot was Nutting. They shut him down pretty well. They feed it down to the low post. There it is. That basket was good by Chesley. And it's 5-3. Lawrence ahead here by a hoop. It's going to be a very different contrast between these two teams in the ball game this morning. Each one trying to do something different. Baseline, quick move up and down by Hudson, and we're tied at 5. Presque Isle obviously is much the bigger of the two. The Giggy boy that just came in is going to take up a little room in the middle. He's going to be tough. Lawrence will throw the ball out.
He's not a bad player.
I know he is. He's a good player. What I'm looking at is when you put him in the middle and he gets a little aggressive, he's going to take a man to move him out of there.
That's right. He's going to take up some space.
Now Bemis is out of the lineup. I understand he has a physical problem, an upper body strain or something, and they've just taken him out of the Presque Isle lineup. All right, the Wildcats have the basketball. We're tied at 5. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. From the outside, Walker misses. The shot comes back, tries to get it in traffic, looks for help, and he's standing in there a long time, cleared it out of there against the packed-in zone. They work it in and out. Down to the right baseline. It's fired. It's around and out. No good by Hudson. And on the rebound, a foul. That's going to be on Todd Walker of Presque Isle.
Presque Isle at this point is showing Lawrence 2 different sets defensively. If they do not score, it's 2-3. If Presque Isle does score, they go 1-3-1 and try and trap the ball.
Well, you get the word from Willie Gavitt, who's working color with us here today. Commentary and analysis. Joe Carr is joining our broadcast group too, and we'll all be here today. Miss Kelly is our producer on scene. Mr. Mike Savage is the statistician here. And Al Hackett's running me coffee to keep me awake, so I guess we're going to be okay for the balance of the morning. Lawrence High School has the basketball. That is Scott. Number 43 came on off the bench, and he has the ball knocked loose, picked back up again. We're inside of 3 minutes to go in the first half. They work it down low again, and it is blocked by Giggy inside, and they doubled up as they sent Chesley in low, and the Presque Isle is very tough underneath as they pack it in the paint. All right, there's Giggy with it out on the left side corner. Presque Isle with a lot in their arsenal. Giggy will put it up from the corner. He hit a bomb. It is 7-5, and the Wildcats move out in front here by 2 inside of 2 minutes now. Out on the right side corner, Nutting. He looks like he wants to be a step-in shooter. He takes it along the baseline. He put it in. Nice move. Now, he's been trying, Willie, to take a step-in shot from the right corner. They've shut it off, and he made his move baseline around the defense. That's not bad basketball at all. All right, Presque Isle down now from the corner. There's Giggy again. Wow. 9-8. A couple of lights out on that scoreboard will drive you a little wacky up there if you don't remember the score. They replace those every night, but they burn out very quickly for some reason. All right, on the right side, it is stolen by Presque Isle and go into the press table. Diving for the basketball was Scott Thompson. At the Bangor Auditorium, this is game 2 of the Class A quarterfinals over at Augusta today. Of course, they're going to have the state C and D, and there's a lot of attention being focused on that also. There's a lot of basketball. Presque Isle will send a new player into the ball game. Gerald McKenna has come in. Lawrence has the basketball. There's that step-in jumper. That's good. Mike Nutting for the right side. It's 10-9. Lawrence both ahead by 1. He's going to have attention in that right side corner because he's got himself a spot. And you take one of those shooters like Nutting, You give him that much of an open shot, and he'll stay there all day. Giggy wants to try it again. Yeah. Wow. He's got the crowd excited. He's a big kid, Giggy, and he's gone in the corner and fired 3 of them in over there. Talk about nothing. Here's the steal out in front. Comes Hudson. He should get the... Oh, he gave it off nicely. Nice trailing layup. Beautifully done. And that's a new player for Presque Isle who just got in the lineup. That's Richards who scored. That was an unselfish move by that kid. 13-10. Presque Isle ahead by 3. And now Lawrence got into that little bit of transition game, and I'm sure that, Willie, they're going to want to shut down. All right, Lawrence High School with a basketball. Out on the right side corner with it is Scott. Everybody putting new people in. Harris is in there. Harris takes the shot. It's around and off. No good. Presque Isle on the rebound. Going to the benches early. Long pass and a foul on Nutting as he was caught underneath. Actually, the Presque Isle player, Keith Richards, really was not going to handle that ball very well. He was off balance, and he drew the foul anyway. 13-10. Presque Isle ahead here by 3 points, and we're down to 5 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Giggy from out of bounds will put it in play. They've got to hurry. They're down to 3 seconds. They'll throw it in the corner. Giggy in that corner. He did not beat the gun. He hit the shot, but did not get it off, and the officials made a good call on that. All right, we've got a 13-10 score. Presque Isle in the lead. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
If something happens in your town today, your best chance of seeing it is on our news tonight.
Our team of reporters traveling all over the area puts us in touch with whatever's happening in your hometown.
Then each evening, you'll see what we've done each day
To keep a closer watch on your hometown than any other Maine station.
from Ellsworth to Newport.
From Dover Foxcroft to Bucksport.
We put your town first.
Game 1 was won by Stern, 65-64. Presque Isle on the attack. They lead it by 3. Giggy, who just was robbed after shot after the buzzer, handed it off. Near side corner, and down the lane it is up and in nicely. Richards, who came in off the bench, scoring to make it 15-10. And now Presque Isle puts a little distance between themselves and the Lawrence High School Bulldogs. Evers has it. Scott takes it down to the left side. Presque Isle started rather slowly. They've come on strong. That's a very bad shot by Evers. Didn't hit anything. Presque Isle will come down. They'll put it up and off. No basket. Offensive foul he called on Richards, and the crowd is not very happy at the far side on that one. It's going to be a very interesting. Giggy threw a long pass down the court. Here comes Richards. I'm not too sure, but the officials had a close one to call. Very interesting call. Very tough call, I thought. He called it offensive. Inside, Presque Isle knocks the ball loose. It's out of bounds. It'll be Lawrence. You've got to remember on that charged block, what was the defender doing? He was planting his feet. Did he turn his body into the shooter? You could, it's almost the kind of play you'd like to see again a couple of times, and the official doesn't have 3 times. He got to see it 1 time, and he said it's a charge. You know what it was? It was a charge, because he said so. All right, Presque Isle touching the ball a lot. They may have it. It's loose, and a foul trying to steal on Greg Hudson. And Willie, this is what happens when players overcompensate. Now, the best thing to do that time was let the ball go into the backcourt and let Lawrence retrieve it. And instead of that, you pick up a foul.
A lot of times these kids just get overly aggressive. They get really pumped up. That's what happens.
Lawrence High School trailing by 5 now as the Wildcats have come along to grab the lead. They have a wide 2-3 zone. Out on the right side, Nutting. The game plan for Lawrence, taking a controlled shot. Evers. Nutting is the designated hitter off to the right side. A lot of noise in here and huge crowds this morning. These are the larger schools. A reach-in foul will be called against Richards. This is the point in the ball game where Lawrence, playing the style of game they're going to play, they should use this foul line situation to their advantage. If they don't, then they could be in trouble. They miss it. But it comes right back to the shooter, Evers. Down the lane. Gave the ball up, and a foul on Lawrence. Greg Chesley got in traffic and committed a foul. They're going to be some new players coming in. Scott will come back in. Brown will come back in for Lawrence. Game 3 this morning will be the Presque Isle girls against Mount Blue. See the foul coming over. That's just one of those kind of over-the-top things and a reach-in. Got out of position and tried to compensate for it with aggressiveness, and you get called for the foul that way. Basketball remains, for all its contact, a finesse game. Sometimes you lose that in the incidental contact of the game. Presque Isle trying to hand the ball off. They handle the ball very, very well. They're quick, they're well disciplined, and this is helping them. There it is from the outside. Richards making it 17-10. And Presque Isle ahead by 7 now. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Out to the left side. Brown swings the ball around to the top of the key. Off to Harris. It is Brown, baseline left side. Put it off the glass, and he can't get more than one shot. Pushing the ball down court will be the Wildcats. Down to the right side corner. From the corner, it is good. Again by Richards. Well, where'd he come from? He's just firing the ball. Timeout's going to be called down on the floor. It is 19-10. Presque Isle is pulled out in the lead here and looking very, very strong. And number 32, Richards, is hot. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, there's a color and excitement. Boy, the Dexter fans were colorful last night, weren't they? They had a great time in here last night. All right, Lawrence High School on the attack. They are having trouble with the pressure now right out on their perimeter, Willie. The Presque Isle's putting on them, and they're having a great deal of difficulty getting a clean shot in the air. Now, notice where they've had to pull Nutting. Nutting is deep off the perimeter. Force that shot outside now. And there's Nutting in the right side corner. In a minute he gets over there, Presque Isle sends a man in on him. So they take another deep shot. They're going to get it this time. Scott hit one from the right side. But that perimeter shooting has moved out another 5, 6, 7 feet. And it's going to make the percentages drop a little bit when you do that. All right, Presque Isle in the lead, 19-12 with 4:53 to go in the first half of activity. Inside, Lawrence reaches in and steals. Scott on a good steal. Troy Scott grabbed the basketball. Now let's see if they convert. He stops. He fires. It will not go. Inside, though, Lawrence will rebound. They miss it a second time. It'll go up and in by Brown. Off the missed shot by Chesley, and they've cut the lead, 19-14. And Presque Isle now begins to feel the wrath of the Bulldogs for a little bit. In the near side corner, Hudson. Presque Isle taking more shots. They may throw the ball away. It's batted. They saved it. They got really fortunate on that. Richards batted. He's looking excellent since he came in. He's off the top of the key over his head. He got it in and out. Knocked loose out of bounds. Whose ball? Going to go over to Lawrence High School. Off the top of the key. Lawrence have been trying to get some of those perimeter shots, but they do, the last time down, score inside when Mike Brown got the basketball. So that gave them a little percentage they did not have earlier. Mike Nutting. Off the top of the key, there's another forced shot by Scott, and Presque Isle's giving him one, and walking with the basketball off the rebounding action was Jody Rose, who's back in the lineup for the Wildcats. It's 19-14. Presque Isle leading. Lawrence having trouble hanging on to the basketball. It's kicked loose. A forced shot is there, and a foul. Scott scores, and he was fouled. So Lawrence has played back into the basketball game. We're going to have a timeout called as the momentum has shifted just a little bit. We'll be back in just 30 seconds with more. Game in the ball game. Side shooting. On the line now will be Scott for the Lawrence Bulldogs. He's only a freshman, by the way. Foul shot is good. 19-17, and they've closed the lead down to 2. So the first 2 games of the morning have been like nighttime games. But I don't know anybody plays at this hour of the morning. Coming out of they must have been here, of course, obviously the night before, but nonetheless, crawling out of bed and playing tournament basketball. Presque Isle's Buckley is back in the ball game. He takes a right-hander. It is off. No good. Lawrence fighting for the basketball, lost it. They gave it up. It comes back to Buckley as he drives in. He's hit, pushed around, and a jump ball will be called, and the ball will go over to Lawrence High School. The officials let it get a little rough, and then they called it. on the jump. The painted faces thing is back with us again today. An awful lot of painted faces came in here. That seems to be the new thing for the year. Out in the corner, Nutting. They're giving the ball a little more toward the top of the key now, and they're trying to maybe get another player or two into the offense, but Nutting takes the 20-footer. He got it. Wow, what a shooter. 19-19 now. We're all in square one. Jim Buckley, Giggy at the right side corner, feeds it low, out of position in there. So he gave it up with Thompson, and as he drives through on the handoff, there'll be a foul called against Mike Brown. He gave the ball up to Richards. Richards drove into traffic, and the foul was there. Presque Isle works the ball in the paint very well. Richards drives in, get a man with it. The foul was called on Mike Brown of Lawrence, number 45. We're not in the 1-and-1 yet. All right, Giggy in the near side corner gives the ball outside. There's the pop shot, does not go. Hudson, and a fast break off the rebound to Lawrence, and they missed the easy one. Nutting, who's been hitting 25-footers, missed a layup. And we come right back down the other way, tied at 19-19 with 2:22 to go in the first half. A good crowd and an excited crowd here at the auditorium. Scott Thompson for Presque Isle. Giggy fires from the corner, in and out. Trailing tip, no good foul. Moving underneath might have been Mike Brown again. Brown is involved in the rebounding heavily. I tell you, Giggy has just been dead eyeing the shot. He's got an eye for that net. He didn't get the shot that time, but underneath there was a foul as Thompson went up and got bumped around. Another change in the lineup. Rose will come back in, and Richards will go out of the Presque Isle lineup. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first half of activity. A 19-19 start. Two terrific games to start our day. Foul shot is good. I'm pretty happy about that. Not Thompson, now that Bemis sits on the line. Bemis is up there shooting. Lawrence High's Huard will come in. And coming out will be Harris for the Bulldogs. A crowd, I'd say, above 3,000 in the auditorium for two morning games is outstanding. Foul shot off, no good. And it goes out, it'll be a Lawrence ball. The weather is super, I guess. I have not seen it for a while. We have no windows here, but it's supposed to be super. And the traveling is excellent. And we had that for the BC&D tournament, too, basically. Excellent weather.
Very, very fortunate in that respect.
Well, thanks to Kerry Kinsey for all of that, right? It goes bad. He's on vacation, I think, pretty quick here. Going down south to get warm. All right, Lawrence being trapped. And they give it up. Here's Giggy. Passes the ball out for the lead. And they missed the layup. Hudson got too excited. Giggy puts it up. He doesn't get it. It'll go up again. It's going to go, and it's going to be a foul call. Todd Walker scores. The basket should count. The foul against Lawrence High School on a new player that just came in. Well, they should have had the layup. Lawrence High School's Matt Lee is called for the foul. .51 over the top, Lee. So Presque Isle leading at 22-19. The foul shot completed for the three-point play. Walker made it. And will be right down at the other end of the court again. Lawrence High School have been up and down in the ball game. They've been on a roller coaster. Ball is deflected down into the left side corner to Lee. The road blue uniforms, they are the number 7 seed in the tournament. Presque Isle showing quickness, steal the ball. Greg Hudson right out on the front, grabbed the ball and took it. Lawrence has had a bit of a problem with that. Giggy's in the corner again. He's gone cold now. He's missing no shots. Nutting grabs the ball and will slowly bring it down. Lawrence's game plan has been a down-tempo game. They do not want to force it. They take a good shot when it's there. In fact, they're into an almost stall. Willie, they've gone four corners. They've spread it out. trying to make Presque Isle come out so they can get that open shot. They draw the foul. Presque Isle got over-anxious and overreacted, and coming out with it was Greg Hudson and committed a foul. That's what the coach was suddenly pull his hair out about. Scott Thompson checking in for Presque Isle.
I don't think Presque Isle at this point wants Lawrence to play that slow down type of game. They want an up-tempo game, pull the ball out and run with it.
The foul, by the way, was finally assessed to Walker. They doubled up in there. They call Walker. On the foul line, foul shot by Ewart doesn't go, and they're not doing well on the foul line at all. 23-19, Presque Isle on the rebound. Greg Hudson will come over the time stripe with it. Now the Wildcats could elect to go last shot also. Game has got a long way to run. And Presque Isle showing a little better rebounding, better quickness, which has helped them. Both teams playing an opposite style of basketball. From the top of the key, the Wildcats. Hudson with it at the near side. They're playing last shot. We're down to 10 seconds to go. They've got the lead, 23-19. They're looking inside but haven't taken it yet. They have to come from the outside in a hurry. There it is. It is all around and out.
No good.
Presque Isle will have the basketball first as they move to our left now. From the top of the auditorium, looking down out of the balcony. And we wait for more action. The opening shot of the second half, Jody Rose put it up and off. No good. He followed it in and committed a foul. Not an unusual high school foul at all. Put the shot up and then chased it. And he chased it right into another body. He picked up foul number 2. So the Lawrence High School Bulldogs, wearing the road blue, 9-9 on the year, will set the play here at the auditorium. They go down low this time, and it's there. Greg Chesley. Well, they posted up down and along the low side left and got it. And cut the lead 23-21. Presque Isle on the attack with it is Hudson. Feeds it down in the corner where Buckley, the redhead, is setting up. Now they're also trying to set up a low post with Thompson. Everybody want to match up a little bit. Buckley swings around to the right side. Out in front it is Hudson firing, and he hits one. To make it 25-21 as Presque Isle pulls back up by 4. Second half underway, game 2 at the Bangor Auditorium. Caribou has been upended by Stearns in game 1. Lawrence trying to get back in here quickly. Harris put it up short, and the rebound, and a high school split. My goodness, maybe a college split put on by Thompson. He almost sprained a knee grabbing the rebound, and at the other end of the court we'll have a foul called. Handling the basketball with Chesley, but he got pushed and fouled at the other end. So we've had a couple of fouls called quickly. I check it now. That foul will be called against Chesley. And he's picking up foul number 2. Presque Isle will have the basketball. In the left side corner. Over to Rose, who's played pretty well. He steps in from the left corner. Put it off the iron. The rebound. And again, the same kind of foul. Jody Rose followed it in and committed a foul. As Lawrence had cleanly rebounded. And a little bit of aggressiveness now. Coming back in the ball game will be Giggy. The big kid checks in. The Lawrence High School Bulldogs, long a powerhouse in basketball. They're going to start shooting those perimeter shots against Scott. Put it up from 25 feet out, didn't get it. Hudson pushes the ball down for Presque Isle, which is the game they would rather play. From the left wing, it is short, no good. And a rebound moved away to Brown. Brown now bounce pass out of the backcourt, and they'll quickly work it down to Nutting. Nutting had a good start. He likes to shoot from the corners. Feeds it underneath. It's up and off. A second shot will go, though, by Chesley. And Lawrence has cut it down to a 25-23 margin. Greg Hudson against the 2-3 zone. Giggy to Buckley at the right side corner. Giggly likes to step in and fire. He's anxious. He's taking a look. They feed it into the low post. A turnaround off the iron. Thompson, no good. And a pushing foul underneath, and that's going to be charged to Scott. Now, Willie, as you look at it here, both coaches seemingly have made some adjustments as we see the play go down inside, and you see a lot of contact made.
They're trying to get the ball in the low post area more so than what they did the first half. Create some situations, make things happen.
Giggy takes the ball in the corner through an absolute air ball. It missed everything. It is cleared by Lawrence. So now Lawrence can tie it coming down. Here's Nutting in the corner. He got it. We're back to a new start. It is 25-25, and guess what? We've got the wrong guy handling the ball, and they turn it over in the backcourt.
Violation. I think the official called him stepping over the end line.
Yep. So Nutting hit it in the corner, and then Presque Isle turned it over in a violation. And now the Lawrence Bulldogs can take the lead. Well, we had an upset in game one. What will happen in game number 2? Feed goes inside. A foul on Giggy, as driving inside was Chesley, and he got bumped and fouled. I tell you, he has to move to get around Giggy, and there was pretty good contact. And we'll be going to the foul line. Steve Giggy is a senior at 6'1". This will be a 2-shot foul for the Bulldogs. It's there. They have the lead, 26-25.
Neither of these teams have demonstrated that they're superior than the other one they're playing against.
No.
They don't look as if they can put either one away.
Foul shot again good by Chesley. Yes, each seems to have a strength that bothers the other one.
Yeah.
And that may neutralize, and we may go right to the wire with it. Well, the first one was 65-64. Giggy with it for Presque Isle. They're wearing the white uniforms. Again, they keep feeding it in, but back out to Giggy. They kick it out. He puts it up and off. They still have confidence he can make it, and on the rebounding action, a foul is going to be called. And they're looking in the area of Mike Brown, aren't they?
I think it might go against Thompson. Well, now, wait a minute.
I thought it was Brown. It is, and he's got 3. 4-5 in the blue is the guy they called. That was an interesting call. It looked like he got hit over the back.
Could have gone either way, I guess, in that sense.
He might have been moving, backing up, and that's what we can't always see. It comes into Buckley. Back out on top to Hudson. 27-25 to score. Lawrence in the lead. They have come from behind. The deep perimeter shot. That's off. No good. Put up there by Richards, who's a good shooter. But, you know, Lawrence really got Presque Isle playing the game that Lawrence was playing earlier, shooting from the outside. There's a shot that is off. No good by Chesley. It's going to be trailed in, though. Good. And it is 29-25. You got Chesley and Brown working hard underneath, and a 4-point lead for the Bulldogs of Lawrence. In the right side corner to Buckley for the Wildcats. Out to Hudson. Hudson now swings the ball down to the left, feeds it inside. A fading shot off the iron. No good by Thompson. And Lawrence will get the transition game going. A foul coming down. The basket will count, I think. And you've got Harris scoring. And a foul is going to be called against the Wildcats. And a timeout. They're going to count it. It's 31-25. And we'll be back here in 30 seconds with more.
Good morning, Mr. Weatherby.
What's good about it?
Sorry you don't feel well. This prescription should take care of it.
It better.
If you'd like, I could give you the generic drug for this, and you'd save about $5.
Well, $5. Well, I'll try it.
Mr. Weatherby, how are you feeling today?
Terrific. That generic drug really did the trick. Bought this cute little dog for my granddaughter with the money I saved.
Laverdier's quality generics always save you money.
We had a major upset in game one. Now Mike McGee of Lawrence is trying to engineer a major upset against the two county teams. Caribou has already been eliminated by Stearns, 65-64. And now it is Lawrence trying to knock out the white team, the team wearing the white with a blue uniform. Do you believe in such things? Well, that's what's happening with 4:09 to go, 31-25 in the third.
You made a good point a while back, George, when you said as far as the aspect of the game, what each team is trying to do, it's if they swap. Presque Isle is a team that looks as though they want to slow it down. Lawrence is now the team that wants to play an up-tempo game.
Well, Lawrence is on the foul line. Harris, who's on for the three-point play, to continuation of that, he got it. The foul had been charged to Hudson of Presque Isle, and it is 32-25. And right now, the Presque Isle Wildcats are rocking back and forth. Back to Buckley in the right side corner. On the top of the key, it goes to Hudson. Have not got a game plan working for themselves right now. They did earlier. They need something to break through. They try that deep shot. It is off. No good by Richard. And a foul on the rebounding action will go against the Presque Isle Wildcats.
We're going to go 1-1 on the other end.
That's going to be Buckley, who ran in and committed the foul. They missed the shot. They're not getting that deep perimeter shot. And then Buckley came in and tried to grab the rebound and grabbed at number 35, Chesley, by mistake. Got the ball, but he got a part of the arm, too. So from Central Maine, Lawrence High School trying to pull the upset. Foul shot is missed, and the rebound away to the Wildcats. Thompson got the rebound. Richards pushed the ball down to Buckley, and Lawrence sits back. They're doubling up underneath now on Thompson. They're watching him carefully. From the outside, it is good by Hudson. 32-27. Presque Isle needed a hoop or two to get back in here. Get a little momentum for themselves because Lawrence has taken it away. Lawrence feeds it down inside. There it is. Chesley is posting up nicely midway down the lane, and he hits it. It's 34-27, Lawrence High School. Presque Isle comes down quickly, but they slow it down. There's the outside shot. It's going to rim and go off. No good. Put up by Hudson, but it will come down to the Wildcats again as Walker grabbed it. In the left side corner, Richards takes it, feeds it underneath. It's kicked loose. There's no question they're trying to set it up to Thompson at the low side, at the left. And Lawrence is doubling him up, both in the front and back, and they've thrown the ball out to get a perimeter shot that hasn't worked for themselves. Walker goes underneath with a heel, lay it up and in. Now Presque Isle begins to get some movement in their offense. 34-29, they've cut the lead to 5, and the Wildcats have it going again. This game has some possibilities like game 1, which went to the very last 5 seconds of the ball game, as Stearns won a big one, 65-64, to send Caribou home early. All right, Lawrence back off the iron, no good, put up by Harris, and this time Presque Isle's Thompson on the rebound, and they'll fast break quickly down the other way in the lane. They've got what they want in the paint. There it is, a feed from Hudson over the top. It scores Walker, and it is 34-31. And it's down to 3. And the Wildcats have had peaks and valleys in this game, haven't they? Now, suddenly they look like world beaters, and they, for 3 minutes, couldn't get it going at all. And Lawrence played exceptionally well. Now, Lawrence is struggling to get their offense going. Comes Harris off to the left side. A double pump, and he made a beautiful move. That's Scott, who drove baseline. That's an excellent move. 35-31. You didn't want to give him the basket or foul him. There was nothing else to do. Buckley, Presque Isle in the white uniforms. The baseline drive, it is in. Put in there by Richards, who's having an excellent ball game. Came from the right corner along the baseline, and we have identical shots at each end of the floor. Here is Nutting from the corner. That will not make it, but underneath they will rebound it in. And Harris has been trailing it in very well, and it's 39 at 38-33. That clock has some lights out on it when it gets to the 8s, and Mike will check the score. 38-33 is the score. 48 seconds to go in the half. From the corner, Richards, no good. Underneath, Presque Isle hangs it up once. Will they get it the second time? No. It is missed by Walker twice, and a foul on Walker out of frustration. He missed 2 easy shots underneath, committed the frustration foul, and you know it. He stamps his foot as he comes out of there. Very, very unhappy. You got to remember the age level of these kids. They're high school kids. They want to win this thing. They get all excited, Willie. You deal with them on a day-to-day basis. And junior high, the enthusiasm is what we're dealing with here.
That's exactly right.
On the line now, Scott shooting for the Bulldogs of Lawrence with 37 seconds to go in the quarter. Foul shot is good. Now it's 39-33.
This gentleman here should be around for a number of years, being only a freshman. Troy has played very, very well in the situation he's been put into today.
Troy Scott again. It's good. And it is now 40-33, and Lawrence leading by 7. And again, remember the seedings. This is 2 against 7, and 6 has already knocked out 3. So this tournament could be in a topsy-turvy thing here before the end of the morning. course, you've got the top seed. You have not heard from Waterville yet. Now, away from the ball, a foul against Lawrence. An illegal block on let's check on. It's on Lee, I guess. A 5-1 Lee got messed up underneath and blocked somebody. He's picked up 2 fouls now. 28 seconds to go. Presque Isle Wildcats trailing it by 7 points. Will play for the outside shot, apparently. It is Buckley. They're trying to set up Richards out on the left side corner. Now they go inside with it. They've got the man there. He'll score. They're tough when they get it inside. Thompson got in the paint and scores to make it 40-35. 4 seconds. They've got to hurry. It's fed loose. Presque Isle has it, and Lawrence could not get a good shot away. We have completed 3. Lawrence leading it by 5, 40-35. We'll be back to the Bangor Auditorium in a minute.
Give yourself a freshness lift with the freshest, sweetest, best-tasting milk around. Milk from Grant's Dairy. Nobody produces fresher milk with fresher dates. That's because only Grant's provides the better care that always gives you freshness to spare. And the freshness dates on Grant's cartons and containers are always in the clear and easy to read. So come to the top of goodness. Come up to the summit of freshness. Come on over to milk from Grant's Dairy. You'll enjoy a freshness lift as big as Maine's outdoors, naturally.
Copies by phone. You can send copies and receive them by phone. Thanks to the latest technology, the Rapicom 120, available at Transco, sends high-quality documents by phone. It operates like a copier, sends a page in just 12 seconds, even signature verifications. Needs no more space than a typewriter. Backed by Transco's dependable service, you can rest assured your investment will be protected. For copies by phone, call or visit Transco.
Well, we have a 5-point lead as we get ready to go here at the auditorium. 40-35. Lawrence is going to feel the heat now. Presque Isle's decided to turn the pressure up. They go in with it and score. Chesley took it in against the heat. You turn up the furnace, that doesn't necessarily mean it will work. It is 42-35. Lawrence High School leading it by 7. And the Wildcats. Walker. 7:33 to go. 42-37. Now Presque Isle is going to come right at them. It's going to be an interesting move. Lawrence will give it up. They threw the ball too heavy to Chesley, and Chesley lost it between his fingertips, and it went out. Well, when you press, the idea is to make the other team make a mistake. If they don't make a mistake, then you'll have them 3-on-2. Presque Isle takes it low to Walker. And they've cut it 42-39. They're hurting Lawrence inside the paint. All right, there's a nutting. Comes down with it to Chesley. Stopping, firing. It is nowhere near the mark. It is cleared by the Wildcats. Rose got it. 42-39. Deep shot out there, no good by Hudson, and the rebound to Lawrence High School. As the Bulldogs in blue, Scott with it, grabs it and fires the pass off to Harris. From the corner, it will not go, but in the lane, it will be picked up by Nutting. He does not get it in there, but a pushing foul would be called against the Wildcats. Walker looked like he was shoving off underneath. This game has been a coach's dilemma, really. Each coach, I think, is earning his keep out of here in this one. Both Mike McGee and Tim Prescott have had to make a lot of strategy changes as the game has gone along. Now McKenna comes back in the lineup for the Presque Isle Wildcats. 6:34 to go in the ball game. Chesley on the line makes it 43-39. Crowds enjoy the two. You missed that one. Both games have been pretty fascinating. Buckley hooks a pass out to the left side. Rose is there off the iron, takes his own rebound, turns and scores. Presque Isle does one thing that is very, very helpful. They follow their shots as well as a high school team really can. And that was a bad shot. He missed it, came right in, grabbed it, and scored. And it's 43-41, and the Wildcats are now right back on the tails of the Lawrence Bulldogs. And Lawrence is now got to figure how to beat the pressure that Presque Isle has cooked up for him here. A turnaround is in and out, no good by Brown, and a foul on the rebounding action. That will go against Lawrence High School. And it could have been Brown fouling coming in on it. And if so, he's got 4. So for the first time, we get a boy walking the line. Coming in for Presque Isle again will be Richards. Five minutes and 57 seconds to go.
Both of them in the 1-on-1, and this is really going to slow things down.
Up there shooting now will be Rose for the Wildcats. He can tie up the ball game. He does not, however. It's tapped loose, and the Lawrence Bulldogs have it. Remembering now that Stearns has won by 1 point over Caribou. So the seedings, the brackets in this tournament are going to be topsy-turvy should Lawrence win this one. The Bulldogs throw the ball away. It is stolen out in front by Richards and restolen again by Lawrence with nothing. They almost gave up an easy 2. That would have tied the ball game for sure. Off the high post. Huard back in the lineup now. Gives to Nutting in the near side corner. Huard at the foul line. They'll spin it out for the outside shot. It is good. They swung it around to Harris. And Harris was open on the wing and took it in. 45-41 now. Lawrence has a little bit of breathing room. Richards. Presque Isle double pumping down there with Rose. He wants that shot. Hasn't quite put it up yet. Buckley, they're still looking inside. Comes down, drives Richards. No basket. He will be called for an offensive foul. Number 32, Richards, charged. From up here, it looked like it might be a pretty good call. Came down the lane, and the defender was planted. He was planted. That's a good call. 45-41. The defender's entitled to his position on the floor if he doesn't move left or right. All right, Lawrence now with the basketball. Presque Isle running a trap at half court. Goes back door. There it is. It is up and down by Chesley. And Presque Isle got hurt inside off the back door. 47-41. 4:44 to go. Buckley. Deep in the right side. Rose for 2. And Rose gets Presque Isle back to within 4. 47-43. And we've had 2 great games to start today here at the auditorium. Our crew doing a terrific job for us, too, by the way, guys. Showing us all of the action on the TV side. They're going inside again. Basket counts and a foul against Presque Isle. Or what? Chesley will get the hoop to the offensive foul. Does he count the basket? Offensive foul on Chesley. I don't think they're going to count it. No, before the shot. That's a good call. 47-43. That instant replay can solve a lot of problems for the officials if they had it. Rose in the corner, hangs it on the iron. The follow-up is Richards. No, he didn't get it. The tap is no good. And it is Lawrence on the rebound. A fast break, Nutting for the layup. He got it. 49-43. And Presque Isle's got to go to work. 3:56 to go. These Bulldogs didn't care about the seedings, didn't care about their 9-9 record. And Presque Isle will turn it over on a violation, and we'll have a timeout. And the seedings in this tournament have not been just confusing after that. You don't know really what to think. Lawrence High School coming down 2-on-1. It should be in, and it will be, as Harris got them mixed up inside defensively. And Presque Isle's in trouble now for sure. 51-43 because they're inside of 4 minutes. Richards is going to fire a shot. It's an air ball. Doesn't get there, but they do get the ball back. And the Wildcats walk with it and turn it over. And McKenna walks. It has not been a good county start this morning as Caribou went home. And now Presque Isle is struggling here.
Remember what you mentioned before. When you press a team, you take something away, but you also give something up.
Coming back in the ball game is Mike Brown. Coming out of the ball game will be Rick Huard for the Bulldogs. Long, a team not to take lightly in a tournament. I mentioned that when Gussie Folsom was on. You never really ever look the other way on a Lawrence High School team. The record may not be impressive. A reach and foul on Presque Isle as Hudson tried to steal the ball. They impress me a little bit like Dexter does. 51-43. It's the score now. We'll go up on the foul line. Good athletes stick together. You looked at last night, you looked at the Dexter Gorham game. What was the one comment that all the reporters were making? They stick together. And that got them a state championship. A foul shot is good. You don't have to have the greatest basketball teams to win a high school tournament. If you got the talent, so much. But if you take a look at some of those kids, those good athletes on the Dexter team, they just hung together in the clutch and they were good. And they won it, 52-43. Lawrence is doing the same thing here today. Scott, 53-43. It's a 10-point lead with only 3 minutes to go. Now on paper, Presque Isle with a 14-4 mark and Lawrence with a 9-9. And the Wildcats need points in a hurry. A flying shot blocked in there by Brown, but it comes back down to Walker, puts it in. 53-45. And Presque Isle fighting hard. Let's see what happens in the final moments of this one. And we've had 2 very outstanding boys games to start today. The first girls game is on top. Top of the key, in and out and in. Put in by Scott. And Lawrence is matching them now.
Does he have great composure for a freshman?
Got to be impressed with that one, young man, for sure. And so the Wildcats, knowing their problem. Hudson down the paint, off the glass, does not get it. It'll be there, up and down by Thompson, and a foul. And that's what Presque Isle wanted, a 3-point play.
Plus it stops the clock.
Absolutely, with 2:21 to go. The foul will be charged to Harris of Lawrence High School. And on the line shooting, Scott Thompson for the 3-point play. It is now 55-47, and the time 2:21. Plenty of time remaining if you use it efficiently.
Yeah. Yes,
but the key is you've got to use it efficiently. Foul shot good. Well, they did what they wanted to do.
I like the way you simplify these things.
Well, that's the way you guys coach, and I don't. Well, obviously, when you're down in the ball game, you can't let the other team kill that clock. You've got to get it back or force them into a mistake. Hope you don't foul too much, because you let them sit around like Lawrence is going to spread it right now. You can't let them do what they want to do, which is going to be take some time off that clock. So Presque Isle comes out man-to-man. The ball is kicked loose and lost out off the leg of Scott. And that's exactly what we're talking about, Willie. If you're going to do it, make them make a mistake. Don't let them let the clock go. It is 55-48. So they came right out, switched man-to-man. Hudson came out, forced the turnover. All right, Buckley around to the right side. Presque Isle on the other end can't wait too much at the other end. Rose, very interesting matchup. They go down low. They should get it. Thompson was in great position for it, and now they've cut it to 5, and this game was 10 points just a few moments ago. And look what the pressure cooker can do to you. All right, trap at midcourt. Still with the ball, Lawrence High School. What a great start to the day. Good timeout. Lawrence coach says, let's talk it over, guys. Well, don't go away. A minute and 38 in this one. It is 55-50 Lawrence over the Wildcats. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Itasca Wing Cruiser. Someday, other motorhomes will be this responsive, this aerodynamic, this luxurious, yet financially accessible. Someday, other motorhomes will reach this level of sophistication. But why wait?
See Clyde Drilling Incorporated, Saab Itasca, State Street, Augusta.
We have a 55-50 score. But, Willie, what we talked about has come through here now. The Wildcats have been able to cut 5 points out, and they did not give up a full minute of play. So the key for them now is to force a couple of turnovers. They really don't want to put Lawrence on a foul line if they're going to avoid it. They do want to force the turnover, and let's see if they can do it, or will Lawrence pull the second upset of the day? The foul instantly inbounds. Hudson went for the ball on the inbound steal. Well, you can make that gamble, but you may get called. The officials are going to call it tight in crunch time. On the steals, they will go right at you. Now the key is whether they make these foul shots or not.
For Presque Isle, I would think you would probably want to keep Troy and Nutting off the line, where they are two pretty good shooters. Now, as we always said, we probably ended up jinxing the young man. He'll probably miss these.
Foul shot will not go. It worked in Presque Isle's advantage. Thompson, they got away with it. Here comes Buckley down the redhead. He is swinging the ball out to the left. The ball is knocked out of bounds by Nutting. The clock, remember, 1:29, but Presque Isle cut it to 5. It's a lot different than being down by 10. A couple of baskets and you're back in it. Swinging it out to the right side corner. They will take the shot. It will be up there. No, does not go. He'll follow it up and put it off the glass again. No good, Rose. And the rebound to Lawrence. So Rose got 2 shots at it, but did not get it in the net. And Lawrence got a rebound and got a foul called. And Hudson commits an intelligent foul.
Yes.
Might as well foul right now, guys. 1:10 to go. So the Lawrence Bulldogs are on the edge of upsetting this tournament into a frenzy, really, because here is Stern sitting in the semifinals. Now here comes Lawrence, long a spoiler. You look back in those mid-70s when they did so much damage to people. Foul shot good. Scott on the line. And the blue and white today has been the lucky color, because both teams are blue and white. But the road blue, I guess, is what we've got to say, because Stearns High School beat Caribou 65-64. It is a round and out, no good. Presque Isle on the rebound. And the Wildcats are only 65 seconds away from elimination, so they've got to do it in a hurry. Down inside, it is a round and off, no good by Hudson. And the rebound to Lawrence, and we are inside of a minute. And the Bulldogs are trying to celebrate. Hudson has fouled out of the ball game for the Wildcats. Clock tells the story. 54 seconds remaining. And Greg Hudson has had to foul out. He is a senior for the Wildcats. He knew what he had to do. He had to give himself up there. You can't let the clock run. He just took 2 hands, went in at the player's arms, and he'll get a 1-and-1.
You know you need a foul, but somebody like Hudson that adds so much to your ball club, you hate to see him be the one and leave.
Here is Scott on the line again. And man missed it. The rebound, foul against the shooter, against Scott. Now that is maybe a mistake that you can attribute to freshmanitis.
Yes.
That was not a good foul. This gives Presque Isle a chance to score with no time running.
That's right. It's going to be a 1-and-1. Let's say he makes the first one, misses the next one. They rebound, put it up and in. Another 3-point play.
Any number of problems can happen to Lawrence here if he starts sinking them. Here is Richards on the line. This is a 5-point game. He missed a key shot. It is out of bounds, and it will go back to Presque Isle. A tough call, but it went back to the Wildcats. They're looking in the corner. Out to Rose. Here is Richards. Back to Rose. It is off. No good. Walker inside. He spins. Lays it up. He got fouled. And the foul is going to be on Scott again. And the freshman has picked up 2 quick fouls.
I think as soon as Troy hit him, he knew that that was not the right move.
Well, he also got trapped into a situation where Walker was spinning on him. And he's got position. He was up in the air too early. That was his problem. He left his feet. They tell you, don't do that. Here is Todd Walker. He does not get it, and Presque Isle had a line violation, or somebody did. They're going to give him another, no, 2-shot foul. That was 2-shot foul. That was what was wrong. Okay. He missed the first one. Guys, that's not 1-and-1. We've got to give him 2. Walker's up now for 1 more. In the air with it, and he got it. So it is 55-51. Presque Isle down by 4. That is 56-55. The clock has got 55 up there. It should be, I guess, 55-51. It was a 5-point lead. That's right. We're going to get that straight. All right, Lawrence High School with the basketball. Nutting. Here comes Presque Isle trying to steal the ball. The clock is down to 17 seconds, and they'll have to take the foul. Richards took the foul. The score is 56-51. We're having trouble with the clock here. Some lights are out. The clock does say 55-51, Mike.
6. There's 1 light out.
You may have more stability than A, and I would buy that for the moment, because here is Stearns came in out of the number 6 spot. They win, and now the number 7 team in the tournament is about to do it. With 16 seconds to go, they've got a 5-point lead, And they've got more than that now. It's 57-51. As the Wildcats got blitzed. Mike Nutting on the line. And he missed the second one. The Wildcats have it, but not much time. Trailing. Here comes Richards. Fires it in the corner to Buckley. He's there. It's off the iron. Walker will score, but it took some time. It's 57-53. The clock rolling. 3-2. Lawrence wanted timeout. They could have stood there and ended the game, I think.
Would have been real close.
We're going to hold it right here because only 2 seconds remain. So, what do we say about this tournament now? Because coming in here, we have a girls game, but in the boys division, remember we're talking only boys now. Coney number 4 plays Old Town number 5 this afternoon at 3:45. And tonight, Waterville number 1 takes on Winslow number 8. And that's going to be, it's always a big battle when Central Maine goes at it. Now Winslow is the number 8 team, but I tell you, seedings have not meant much here today.
And Winslow has played Waterville tough. 2 games in the course of the season.
Yeah, this, you know, when you get to those regional battles like Central Maine, they don't care what the record, they're going to go for you. Now, Waterville has won them all since they lost to Morris. They're 17-1. But nobody's, I tell you, there's not a coach in this hall left in the tournament breathing easy right now. I don't care what the fans say or what the scoreboard says. The coaches are in there looking at each other saying, uh-oh, tough day. 57-53, Lawrence on the edge of pulling it off. They've got the basketball. They've got a foul. The gun sounds. They're going to call it over. That's it. They ran out of time. And the final score, 57-53. The second major upset of the tournament